It's recording? Nice. Today I'm going to give you, the viewer, 7 lessons from 7 years of relationships. At a young age, I'd always wanted to be in a relationship or have a relationship. Now, I was never quite successful. Always embarrassed though. Rani, Lauren, Sinead, probably many others. I really fell for those girls, and I am pretty confident they didn't fall for me back. Now, my first serious relationship was when I was 16. I was not supposed to go to this party this night. It was my mate Jay's, and I went along anyway. Now, I met her there, and I didn't have any real intentions at first. I didn't know how much I liked her, but I quickly came to realize that I did. 11 months later, I learned a lot of things, and when it ended, I proceeded to list the things that I felt were wrong with her after I broke it off. I didn't really think like, maybe there's nothing wrong with her, maybe it's me. I didn't quite consider that. And later I realized that it was my insecurities, feeling that I wasn't worthy enough, was the actual reason why I broke up with her. If I could speak to her now, I'd apologize for everything I said after we broke off, because I didn't realize the issue was just me. Now, the first lesson that I've got for you is, just because they're not right for you doesn't mean that they're not right for somebody else. The qualities that you see that you might not like in a person, somebody else probably loves. They're really attracted to. That's not for you to call them out and try and change that. A few years later, I ended up in a relationship, my next relationship, which was also unintentional. Initially, I did not want to be with this girl. And I remember the first night I met her, I said to my mate, Sam, do not let me get with this girl. And sure enough, I did. A few months later, turned into 18 months with her. Eventually, when things came to an end, when we tried to call it quits, what I'd call a clean breakup, a few months started going by and things started to get messy. We decided to hook up with each other, and although we agreed to call it off when things would get complicated, we didn't. When we did finally break things off properly, it got out of hand. We'd kept this a secret from our friends and our family, and when it got out, people were shocked and disappointed. For years after, I stuck with that regret inside. I held on to that, and it just twisted who I was. So my second lesson for you is, do not get back with your ex under any circumstance, in any way. All it's gonna end up is you realizing that there was a reason you just didn't work out in the first place. Throughout the next couple of years, I felt like my relationships, although serious, they were brief, and it was missing some kind of spark or authenticity. Now, they did teach me a lot of things, and that leads me to my third lesson. If you don't feel that spark or feel like you can be your authentic self, then they're not for you. We all need to be able to let our hair down, and if you feel judged or you feel like there's something going on where they're insecure about themselves, then that probably means that they're reflecting that onto you and you can't be yourself. This brings me to lesson 4. Lesson number 4 comes from my current relationship. You don't need to be around them all the time for a relationship to be going well. We live 50 miles apart. We see each other once a week if we're lucky. We don't even call every day. We will message each other and check up and see how we're doing. And if one of us isn't doing well, we'll make sure that we're going to do everything we possibly can to be there for that person. Now, not relying on each other with the slightest discomfort means that you can grow and figure out things yourself, but you can also do things yourself. You can also spend time with friends. And then when you do get to see each other, you're genuinely excited to see each other. You're happy to be around each other. You enjoy each other's company. You just don't get complacent. Now, lesson number 5, it only really sunk in this year for me. After all those years of experience, I feel like this one hit hard. So lesson number 5 is, you don't need to like everything that each other likes. You don't need to be into the same things. You don't need to be in the same hobbies. In fact, it sometimes helps if you don't like each other's things or hobbies. It means you can go off and do your thing and they can do theirs, and you can have that independence, and then you can come back together and try new things that maybe they like, that you're interested in, and then you can grow together. That gives you this platform to say, oh, actually I do like this. I am interested in this. I want to try this out. So having that time to do your own stuff and then having that time to come together, that's really important. I would say lesson 6 is the cornerstone of my current relationship. Honesty will break or make your relationship. If you don't feel like you can be honest about your deepest worries, concerns, or even needs, you can build resentment towards each other. You can be hostile towards each other by holding that against them and not telling them. That can create conflict later in life in relationships and in your family, and that's not a nice situation to be around. Although it's very uncomfortable, although you might be afraid to do that, having that quality of being able to say what you need or what you're struggling to understand gives you strength in other qualities in life. It kind of prepares you for other things that maybe you didn't anticipate were coming. Lesson 7 for me comes not only from my own experiences in relationships, but also my friends and family's experiences. A relationship requires both of you. Requires both of you to put work in, not just at the beginning, but at the middle, at the end. If you don't put in energy into this relationship, it's like a living thing. It's gonna wither and die. In order for it to grow, you have to grow yourself. They have to grow as well. You have to put work in together to create this thing, to create this attraction, this passion. Because ultimately, you two are the fundamental things that make this one thing. If we don't grow as a result of wanting to grow for ourselves, but also the relationship, then what is there really? You'll just lose this want or desire for them. You'll get lazy, get fat, or get overly comfortable. And it's not a nice situation to be in. It might feel temporarily nice, but really and truly, you want to maintain that passion. You want to still give them a big kiss when you come in from work. You want to take them out on a date. Maintaining those qualities is something that is so important to me, and I feel like it is essential for anybody long term. So there's my 7 lessons from 7 years of experience. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, share it to a mate who you think might be helped out. But if you find that this was genuinely something you're interested in, maybe give this video a click right here. Go on ahead. I'll see you soon.